name is Barrister Leonard Anoka. I'm the Executive Director, Social Services, Desopadec. I am from Delta States. Ndokwa West is my local government, and my village is Ogoma in Ndokwa West. I was born, I'm almost 50, that's about 50 now, and I started my life primary school career in Delta here, exactly in my village, Ogoma, in Delta State. From primary school, I proceeded to secondary school in Asaba, St. Patrick's College, Asaba, where I did my secondary education. And after secondary education, the quest for further knowledge, I got admitted to read law from Abende State University, now Edo State University, where I did my LLB. And after finishing the diploma with good grades, I proceeded to Nigeria Law School in Lagos, where I bagged my BL. Came out to good grades. And after then, I did my youth service too in Lagos with the Nigerian Navy. Thereafter, I started a life career as a lawyer. Practiced successfully for years, still practicing, until the governor decided to appoint me. When he came in 2015, he appointed me, but not in this present position. In 2019 too, he also appointed me in this present position. And since then, we have also tried our best to impact on our people. When we came into Desopadec 2019 was much more a robust year. We had a lot of accomplishment. Then thereafter, 2020, the COVID came. A lot of things were slow. Everybody knows what happened during the COVID. People were not able to come to work. Most of the things we did were basically maybe online. And because of how the COVID ravaged the entire environment, people were careful to come to work and all that. So 2020 was a bit slow. But in spite of that, we also had a lot of accomplishment. Then 2021, we also did our best. COVID was going, but not totally. Then 2022 year, we're also trying our best. If you watch our projects, we started, because in the Desopadec here, I am in charge of the human capital development. We started very well and was also finishing strong. In the sense that if you look at the various programs we've had, we've concentrated more on the youth. Because of, if you watch Niger data we have here, find out that we have a lot of restiveness from the youth. So we thought of a program that could actually get the youth out of the streets. And we came up with what is known today as Desopadec Skill Academy. In Desopadec Skill Academy, is a program we decide to train youth in different fields. Basically, it's also a part of the program of our governor when we came. How to focus on human capital development. That's what exactly the state is doing. If you watch in the state now, you have what we call YAGEP, Stepreneur, and all that. It's almost the same thing that we're trying to replicate here. We've been able to train youth in different endeavors. If you watch our programs, while basically the television every week, you see what we are doing with human capital. We have women, we have young men and all that, train them in different fields. We have people who are training in fashion and design, different fields. Makeover, we have people who are training in POP and all that. We even have people who train on safety and all that. HSC training. So we did a whole lot. And not just train them, what we did was after training them, we equipped them to start off life. And in the course of training, why ours are different is we had machinery that were put in place to properly monitor and ensure that these people are trained, not just putting people into a program and you just abandon them. So we have a machinery in place where we monitor these trainees for 6 months so that they will ensure that they carry out what we ask them to do. And at the end of every month, while we're training them, we give them stipend to enable them, assist them transport, fare, feeding, and all that. And when they finish this training, apart from giving them these starter packs, we rent a place for them. When we rent a place for them, we ensure they move those equipment to the places we rented for them, and they start up. And today, a lot of them are doing well. Most of our trainees are doing well. This is about the third batch that were graduated, and they are doing very well. So what will even amaze you now is some of our trainees now wants to even start training others. Want to start sending students to our trainees that graduated from here, so that they start helping to train. That's how fast they have developed. They are doing well. But part of the reason what they have also achieved in this is they have employing people, getting people off the streets. And this is also very, very important for us as a people. Niger Delta before now, we see a lot of restlessness. Like now, I hear there's a lot of complaint now, stealing. Most of the youth who are engaged in a lot of illegal activities today have something to be their child that they have something. Because at the end of the day, you'll be surprised that most of the people who are trained today are people also who had a formal education, who went to university and graduate, but they also want to establish something for themselves. So anytime we advertise and we want to get people into this program, you see a lot of people rushing. Even those who went to school, who have finished youth service, they want to be part of it. So that at the end of the day, they establish something for themselves. At the end, you will be an employer of labor. You're not going to the employment market to look for a job. So that's how much we have done in terms of that. Then when you also look at other aspects that we have also affected in terms of human capital, you look at scholarship to students. We have done well in that, right? We give them the normal scholarship for just to aid parents. When you give these students some money, no matter how you see, we are one beneficiary of scholarship bursaries when we went to university. So that's exactly what we're also doing right now. The students are getting money from us in terms of bursary. Then you look at other aspects. What we have not been able to do, but I know before the end of this tenure, we intend to do is the overseas scholarship. Desopadec has that program in place. But overseas scholarship comes with a lot of burden, exchange rate and all that. Because if you are giving somebody scholarship from abroad, you are expected not to pay in naira, expected to pay in FX, foreign exchange. So when you do that, what has actually slowed us down was because of the exchange rate, sourcing of exchange foreign exchange. But we intend to do that before the end of this tenure. Overseas scholarship is also going to come in place. Then we have also tried to empower women. Women are bedrock of our society. When we came into office, we did our best to empower women so that we start on business for them, no matter how small. We, by way of assistance, we give them financial support to start business. We did a lot in that regard too. And some other projects are too numerous. Aside the human capital development, for me as a person, I've also tried as much as we can to affect my people by attracting projects. I've been able to attract some projects to our people. Let me tell you, challenges are quite different, and it depends on how you view challenges. There are some challenges that makes you stronger, and there are challenges that you think you would surmount and you can grow it. Okay, working, when you come into an environment, yes, this is a government establishment, and you have bureaucracy in terms of doing functioning and all that. But for some of us who are coming from the private sector, that we are employers of labor ourselves, who have our own businesses, who have our own firms. The way things are done in government settings is different from the way things are done from the private sector. So those bottlenecks and challenges will definitely come in. But it's nothing too difficult for you to surmount, because you are coming from a different background from where you are coming to meet now. This is a government establishment. No matter how you see it, government establishment comes with some protocols, some small bottlenecks. But in your personal business and from a private sector, some of these bottlenecks are some things you just overrule and just get things done. But you see, we are in a government establishment. There is protocol of doing this. Files have to be minutes. This person minutes to this, minutes for this. But in your personal and the private sector, if you could just sit down with your managers and subordinates and take a decision, and you see it fly. But in government settings, it has to go through a lot of bottlenecks, challenges, and all that. So those are some of the challenges, but they are not difficult to surmount. Well, you see, my one thing about life is, well, whatever God wants for you is what you will be. So I know that once God says this is what will happen to you, that's definitely what will happen to you. So whatever thing or whatever position I am today, or wherever God has placed me today, I just believe it's just by His grace. You understand? So it's not something that's okay. I'm only a dream. You might dream to be somewhere, but if God doesn't want it for you, it will never happen. So I just believe whatever I am today, or the position I am, is just the grace of God. It's not because I'm the most intelligent or I'm the most qualified among other people. We have a lot of people, but for them to just single you out to say be in this position, it's just grace. That's the way I see it. Discipline among work. Yes, okay, you see, discipline in this place, the Desopadec as a place. If number one discipline, if you want to say in terms of, if you want to talk about disciplines, people come to work as at the time stated for work, because we have a system where you clock in when you come to work, and when you are closing for work, you must clock in. So it's like a biometric system where your fingerprints are taken and all that. So first of all, it's not like the normal government offices where you don't come to work. So you must come to work because it's enforceable. If you don't come to work, you're not going to get paid. And it's not something that's okay, please help me sign my register. I'm not coming, can your colleague help you sign? It's a biometric, you must print. So I believe that is the number one thing to enforce discipline, people coming to work. Then the other one, that people are adults, the way you talk to them, it depends on also you that is the boss, the way you carry yourself, that's the way people will look at you. Yeah, I can't come here and be making noise at the reception and be shouting over my voice, and people, my staff will not be listening. So it depends. If you comport yourself very well, people will discipline. All right, thank you. That's a very brilliant question. The states, like I said to you, though, another issue apart from the federal allocation, another sources where the government gets money is the IGR. And for IGR to be good, there must be an enabling environment for you to generate that. That's part of the security and peace we're talking about, that the government has also tried in terms of maintaining peace in the place. When the state is peaceful, the possibility of generating IGR is there. So the government has been able to cushion off whatever the little that comes from the federal accounts with what it generates locally, and be able to effectively put into use. You understand? When you generate revenue, the money has come. Your ability to use it properly is what matters. Yeah, somehow he's been an efficient fund manager, because that's another thing you also need to do. Most of the projects you see, yes, it will come from, because a lot of things come from government money. The wage bill of the state is enormous. That's the gospel truth. It's quite huge. And because it's huge, first of all, the only obligation for any government is to pay salaries. And when after paying salary, whatever is left is what you can now put into capital projects and all that. Because you will not start doing capital projects when you not pay salaries. I'm sure you know that. Even in every organization, Number one thing you do is to pay salaries. And our salary obligation in state is quite huge. That takes a chunk of money. And the little that is left has been effectively put into use. So that's how we've been able to generate revenue to do the much he has done. Definitely challenges will come in terms of funding because government, like I said, government is a continuum. The governor has gone, other governments have come and gone, obligations have been kept, and he has inherited them. Those obligations, he has to service them. You understand what I'm saying? And because he has to service those obligations, he won't say because we are not the one that incurred those obligations. It's a continuum. The same way if you leave today, whoever comes in after himself will have to continue from where he stops. So with the little resources available, I think he has tried his best. On a scale of 1 to 10, for me as a person, I normally don't give somebody 10 over 10 or 9 over 10. Our governor has done well. Let me say 8 over 10, which is an excellent figure. Well, I want to thank you guys. I'm grateful for this honor you guys done to me. And I pray that I will not let you go down. And also urge you to continue your good works and report exactly what you have seen. Thank you and God bless.